see me.
Rolling on sound.
Is it going, dude?
Yeah, we're live.
Is this
and
yet another relaunch of This Is Content?
Oh, that's clever. Oh, that's clever. Oh, that's clever. Oh, that's clever.
But this Friday, I wasn't gigging, unfortunately.
we went to see a movie, didn't we?
We went to see a movie, motion
In the
picture.
cinema.
I think they know those words. You've said to me in the past, like, I worry too much about giving them context for, like, stories because we've got a lot of inside jokes and that. Now you're going to the opposite extreme.
We are cinephiles.
I'm not a cinephile.
You're a cinephile?
Particularly. I like a film and whatnot, but I think cinephile, you have to be, like, fucking a cinema or something like that. Or at least go into one, like, 2 or 3 times a week.
At least having a wank in the popcorn.
Yeah. Arnold, our friend's a bit of a cinephile.
He's a huge cinephile.
Ronnie, as we're supposed to call him on the podcast to protect his identity. Although he's leaving his job now, so I don't know if it matters as much.
No, you wouldn't have thought so.
And should we be giving that much information out? Who knows?
Absolutely not.
But he suggested, shall we watch the film Dune? Dune? How would you say it?
I would say June.
Yeah, but it sounds like June.
It's spelt with a dune.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan. Like, I don't like criticising other art and that because I'm like, I still need to work a lot on my stuff and my comedy and that. And I leave myself vulnerable to my own criticism. But it's just, I don't know if it was my type of thing. It's one of those films
It was a big action romp, wasn't it?
I like sort of, maybe it might just be my own stupidity. I like kind of more stupid films. Not stupid films.
You like not
Actually,
action.
no, because I like smart films, but just
you
a
like
smaller scale, much
your
smaller
Forrest
scale.
Gump, your big.
Forrest Gump, something like that. Some fucking guy, basically.
He's
some,
fat.
Some group of
This is
people. I've already
something
forgot what their little alien. No, they were humans.
No,
weren't
they're all humans.
Yeah, but they're against. There's these Fremens. They're on some planet that's full of sand, and they're after this thing called spice, and that pissed me right off. That they're all fighting over this thing called spice.
Spoilers, by the way.
It sounds dumb as shit, and Arnold was like, "Oh, he defended the calling of it." I don't know. The spice thing wound me up.
I mean, I sort of agree with him on that.
That it's got to be.
Your argument was that, like, if I recall, your argument was like they've used that to explain it away, like it's a magic explanation away. But
it is magic element?
It is a fiction movie, so within that
the laws
reality,
of physics don't have to be
within that reality.
Because they're humans as well.
Within that reality, well, I don't know if they ever stay human.
I think they actually do.
Did they? Maybe they did.
Might be wrong.
I'm not sure. I could be wrong on that.
But you know, like I like Futurama.
They're certainly humanoid.
Futurama, for example, is sci-fi. But Professor Farnsworth, he'll be like giving it all the proper science and that. Like,
yeah, but I don't think it is proper science. I think he's just saying words, isn't he? About how slurm is like.
No, but they'll be sort of grounded in some sort of reality, and they're all like mathematicians and stuff that write that.
That was really nice.
That was nice.
Bit of chicken before. Do you want to talk about your experience there?
Nando's is great, man, because I
ordered
a sunset burger.
Yeah.
Which was weird, right? First problem with that, it wasn't on the online menu for some reason, like the app
so we had
menu.
to go up and
ask for it, and then she said, "I can do it for you, but I can't put chutney in there." And I thought, okay, that's okay. All right, that's fine.
That's
Get
what
it?
I wanted mostly.
The burger is a lukewarm. I'll be honest with you. Between hot and lukewarm, I probably overstated how cold.
Okay. I think you.
It wasn't hot. It wasn't what I'd expect though. Still, like
no,
it was below par. I think. Yeah. So I took one bite and I just said to the wait, which you don't like. You're quite embarrassed. I don't know if you're embarrassed by someone else doing it, or are you still?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't bother me.
You
as
said
much
you
someone
wouldn't.
else doing it.
You said obviously you'd never do it, even if it was like Would you do it if it was like just properly cold?
Yeah.
Like,
if it was like really like. Yeah.
Well, how?
If in this scenario that you've just explained, I wouldn't have done it. That wouldn't have been cold enough for me.
But what it was this time,
okay, so
it was the kind of temperature that if I made that at home or if it gone that cold, I'd go and microwave it because it's like too cold to eat.
Right,
but it's like kind of still warm a little bit.
I
guess maybe lukewarm.
Okay, so let's get to the point of the story, and then I'll tell you this is why I wouldn't have returned it.
Okay. So I asked call the waiter over and say it's not hot.
It's not good enough.
It's not hot.
It's not good enough, John.
And he says, I'll just do you another one. Doesn't take the lukewarm one away.
No.
Brings me another. This time with chutney.
Does have chutney on.
Which confused me why she said she couldn't do it with chutney. Was she just against... I assumed she said, I can make you one without chutney because, like, there's no chutney left or something. Maybe it was because she was morally against chutney or something. Because the second one had chutney and it was hotter. And I still had the first one, so I ate both of them.
So that's why I wouldn't take it. The only point where I would return food or get them to make me something new is if it was at a point where I wouldn't eat it at that temperature.
Oh, no, I don't give a fuck, man.
What we're here to do, man?
What?
What we're here to do?
Oh, yeah, that was our little Friday catch up of last week. Although this is going out next Friday, so this will be...
Well, it's probably going out. Yeah, I guess I'll put it out on Friday.
Yeah, because Halloween is Saturday, is it? Oh, no, Sunday.
Sunday.
Yeah, it's a Halloween special. But
Again.
we'll do... Like I said, this isn't just a one-off. Well, I mean, it is a one-off for the Halloween, but we'll probably do more
We just cut pumpkins every week.
podcasts. Will we do them weekly?
I'm not going to say we can commit to
Yeah.
weekly because we just can't, but we'll try to
It's
do them
hard
when
to-
we can.
We're here to carve pumpkins. I just had to go get these from town, carry them on the bus, along with 2 chai lattes for Joe. Not even one for me, Joe and my lady friend Katie.
Who these brews are courtesy of.
Yeah, she's made the hot drinks. She's an absolute girl boss. Yeah, so I had to fucking struggled to get these on the bus and that.
Yeah,
When carrying the coffees and not spilling, it was hard.
You've done a really good job.
We're gonna carve them. I've never carved a pumpkin before.
Yeah, I can give you a quick
You know
lowdown if
what?
want.
We can make pumpkin soup and all that jazz.
Yeah, I'm going to pass.
Right, okay.
I'm not a soup.
What is it? Did you do this stuff in your childhood? Because you had quite
No.
a tragic childhood with
Yeah,
no
like,
activities.
can you imagine
whatsoever.
if I didn't celebrate Christmas, but we did carve pumpkins every
Yeah,
Halloween?
I never did this. Did you ever trick or treat?
Yeah.
My mum wouldn't let me.
I feel like I trick-or-treated like once.
I might have talked about this in the last Halloween special. Probably did. I don't.
Sorry.
It's all right.
You
He just paused my time.
It was vibrating on me.
Just
It was
there,
just
sorry.
like...
Yeah, I wasn't allowed to trick or treat.
Because she was scared you were going to get kidnapped or something.
I was too much of a trickster, so she knew I'd.
She knew you'd always go...
No,
like-
she just thought it was like rude or something. Like,
No, I get that. I did it like once and I hated doing it.
I probably could have
'cause
got
it is
away
like,
with doing it, but there's different sort of levels of behavior. I'm one of 8 siblings for new listeners,
Yeah.
and a couple of my brothers are like fucking
tearaways.
ragamuffins, tearaways. They just
They
can't
would have been the
trick
sorts
they've
like
been trick or treating before.
TP people's houses and egg
Yeah,
them
and
and
they got
stuff.
chocolate, but with me,
You would've
she
just
sort
been
of she
after a Snickers,
discouraged
wouldn't you?
it. I'm sure if I was the kind of rebel and just went out anyway, she probably wouldn't have punished me necessarily.
Yeah.
But she was like, "Oh, I don't do that trick or treating shit."
I feel like I did it once and it was like, it wasn't a big thing in my area and like, so like, I didn't want to do it again because there's a really horrible feeling to knocking on a door and being like trick or treat and they're like, we ain't got anything.
Mm.
It's
I
doing
guess
that
you choose
like
trick then.
Yeah.
You old bitch.
Yeah, doing that like 30, 40 times in a row is like,
Yeah.
it can be devastating to a child and it can seriously affect them in later life and,
Yeah.
you know,
Do you reckon it affected you?
cause interpersonal problems. I know, I'm good now.
Well, that's what, like doing something creative like this, doing a podcast and doing comedy and that's knocking on doors and people saying, no, we don't got
We
anything
don't
for you.
have
We
any-
don't want, go away. Well, you got to keep knocking.
Yeah, and I'm sort of going, maybe just some cold meats.
Are we too old?
Just any cold meats or...
Are we too old for Are we too old for this shit, do you think?
No, you don't start with that, by the way. Okay,
I
so
don't know how
I'm
old.
gonna give
Why
you.
is this for?
I'm going to give you a quick rundown.
spoon
You
out.
cut off the top
Yeah,
with a saw. You take the top off,
with this bad
and then
boy.
you use this to scoop out all the seeds and the innards. And you can put your innards in here.
Right. Then how is this entertaining to anyone?
I don't know yet. I'm not really figured that out. I just
Once
thought
we edit it,
it'll be fun to carve some pumpkins. I don't know how we're gonna.
That's the problem. We haven't got lapel mics, so we just got to hold our mic as well.
Well, we've been spending a lot of money lately, haven't we?
Yeah.
You're buying a new Mac.
Well, I'm thinking of buying a new MacBook Pro.
MacBook.
I have a MacBook at the moment, but 6 years old. The new ones have come out. They've got the ports again. There was an era
Eric's a
of
big fan of
MacBooks that didn't have
ports.
any like SD card ports or HDMI ports because they thought it'd be all, lightweight and cool. But really, they just wanted to sell adapters
Yeah.
and make more money. But now, because everyone wants the ports, they brought the ports back. It's much faster than mine. My battery is, how you say, spazzing out all the time.
You want me to cut it out? Or?
I don't know. I actually don't know what the... Yeah, it's probably bad, isn't it? Is spaz
I mean, I
bad
don't.
still?
I mean, I wouldn't just say it by itself as just spaz, but
Well, spazzing out.
spaz now I think is okay.
Yeah, because Little Dicky says that, doesn't
Rappers say that, yeah. It's like,
he? Yeah, I mean it in the rapper sense, not in the...
I mean, in the sense of like spitting some fire bars and that. I'm just going to put this mic down here for a moment while I finish off this bit.
Talk to me about what you're doing right now. I know you put your mic down.
I'm just at a moment. Hi there. I'm just sort of carving the top. I'm trying to get through, and it's working better than I would have thought. I have carved pumpkins once in my life, but it was a very long time ago, and I can't really remember it. Yeah. We also did apple bobbing, and I got my mic back now. Yeah. Apple bobbing and
apple bobbing dreams.
We did
boots with the fur.
Nice.
Need to come up with a pun for that.
Yeah, apple bobbing, and we went to a graveyard and told ghost stories.
Can you just bite into this like an apple?
I don't think so. Dude, come on.
Oh.
I would maybe saw off a seedy bit.
Why do we still want the other bit?
Yeah, to put the lid back on.
Oh, yeah.
Or do you want to make
I'm going to saw off the seedy bit. It was always trying to fucking get itself down my pants anyway. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Use this as a microphone.
I just got a hole in the bottom as well. Just put it up.
Yeah.
We'll figure this out. Oh no, I've got pumpkin on the mic and a little foamy bit.
I want to cut through my fingers again. I did that cutting some chicken.
I don't think he's a.
I could still manage it, I reckon.
Well,
when
you were out of the shop, Katie said to me, "He's not going to cut himself on them." So we were already sort of like prepared for it.
I fucking really cut into my finger like quite deep. Needed plaster for a long time.
Pretty deep, you know. I needed plaster.
I used to interview comedians while drinking pumpkin spice lattes over Halloween, and that was a good era of my life and that.
Huge era as well.
But the best latte, actually, I don't know if you've tried one yet. Eggnog Latte, when Starbucks do them around Christmas. I had a couple last year.
I don't really go to Starbucks. In fact, the only drink I can remember getting from Starbucks is a chai, like a chai cream frap.
Yeah.
It's like an iced frappuccino, but chai flavoured. Really nice. I would recommend it.
Can I get you an Eggnog Latte this year? I'd love to see your reaction to it because it was fucking tasty, man.
So this podcast that Eric does, where he interviews people, with you don't need to put that back in, by the way. I'm just testing it so it fits.
Yeah. Mine fits as well. So it's like a glove.
Where you sort of interview comedians
over
a coffee.
On my website, yeah.
I've asked many a time.
Oh, you never got on it, did you? Yeah.
No, Eric always tells me, every time I ask him, he always tells me I'm in the reserves.
You're in the reserves because it's hard.
Because sometimes people pull out, but there have been times where he's been like, this person's cancelled, and I've been thinking, right, it's my time to shine. And then all of a sudden, Freddie Farrell's on it. Or
you can check it out on my website below at rushton.com. It's called Comedians Getting Lattes. There's a sort of tab on my website. We'll probably link it in the description. This guy will probably link it. He sort of deals with that side of things. It's I call it a podcast. It's an unrecorded podcast. It's basically a written interview with comedians. I often make up what happens. I sort of lie about what happened when we were having the coffee. I don't know if you'd be okay with that. Because
you lie about me all the time.
Oh, yeah,
if anyone has ever read any blog you've ever written, I don't think there's any truth in anything I've ever said in there.
There's got to be a few.
Maybe, but I don't think.
I'd say like 7% truth. I sort of use you as
I'm a
default friend character.
Yeah, I'm going to be back in 1 minute.
With my stories. Comedy is about lying, bending the truth, getting poon, that kind of thing. Yeah, but no, for me it's following your truth, working hard. Amateurs practice until they get it right. Professionals practice until they can't get it wrong. There's a lot of practice in it. What are we doing now?
Scooping out his guts.
As a tradition, how often do you watch those that, like, just on Halloween week, those little pornos where the guy's got his dick in a pumpkin and that?
I don't often watch them on Halloween, but I did watch one at Christmas.
Okay.
Not a pumpkin, it was just this little whore having sex with his hunter. And I'm saying whore because the title whore was in it.
Was little in the title? You said little hole.
Maybe. I don't know
I've
if it
watched one
was.
before where he's got his dick at the bottom of the pumpkin. Very much the popcorn porn kind of trope.
Yeah.
He's got his dick in the pumpkin and his
The Ollie Murs.
and his it's actually his sister-in-law.
Of course it is. Sister-in-law.
Stepsister.
Yeah, stepsisters have all got a sister-in-law. You know,
Not
you
much
get 'em.
sister-in-law porn actually, is there?
There's not a lot of it. You get it from time to time.
Stepsister, she's put her hand in. I don't know why she put her hand in the pumpkin. And
She just wants to see what's inside.
she's got her hand full of dick, and then she's gone, you know what, I might as well have sex with this.
Might as well.
If he's going to go to the effort of putting it in, if he's hollowed out a pumpkin. So anyone, comment your favourite sort of seasonal porn tropes, themes.
I feel like
Links below, although I think YouTube might ban any links to...
the big ones. So it'll have to be some independent site.
Yeah, any independent sites that sort of...
I like my
How do you
amateur
become a
stuff,
porn
though.
site? I like my amateur stuff as well. Weren't people saying that... I've never subscribed to OnlyFans.
Sure.
But I genuinely haven't. I'm not against it, and I might do in the future. It's just going through some times financially at the moment.
Just literally can't afford it.
Yeah.
They've got a load of prizes.
Oh, if I had infinite wealth, I'd just to support the young actresses, and that I'd be
I don't think they consider themselves actresses on OnlyFans.
subscribing to everything.
Maybe some of them do, but
just help them out in that. But I've never actually subscribed to it. But obviously, I watch the odd amateur thing on Pornhub.
Yeah. You've got to.
Now and
It'd be rude not to.
It would be a little bit rude because again, these are independent artists. A lot of them freelance. They're not backed by any big companies.
They've not got any agents.
Yeah, and they're just giving it a go.
So
what was my point?
What was your point? I don't know.
My point was just put your favourite.
Just put your porns. Your best one for porns in the description below.
Obviously, and we're thinking of expanding the podcast, so we might do a members only podcast at some point where we talk about
Do.
favourite actors and actresses.
Favourite porns. You reckon that's any good?
I often watch seasonal ones out of season as well. So
Do you actually? Is this
a,
real, or are you doing this for?
No, a Santa
for the
one
pod?
might pop up, and it's fucking June, but I'll
Because
still.
I don't see them out of season. Stepsis
You know what it'll be?
and Stepbro is a big one lately. A big one.
Because you're a homepage bandit, so I'll still see them out of season.
How do you browse through?
No.
I am a homepage
I'm a
bandit.
bit of I'm a homepage bandit a bit, but I'm sometimes a porn star bandit.
What's porn star? Oh, you.
So if I can click on the name, and if I'm going through the most watched on that name or something,
So
some of their a seasonal one they did might pop up still. Cause obviously,
I don't think this is what we've been talking about when we did this, but is there a reason you go for specific porn stars? Is it like you see one in a video and you go, well, I like the actress, but I'm not a fan of his particular genre or
yeah, I
whatever?
just like that. Yeah,
Yeah, she's just got
nice. I think she's good at what she does, kind of thing.
yeah. And now he's jacking off a big cock.
No, but I don't want to be all chauvinistic about this or this is. I think there's a very positive side to porn. It's obviously damaging to relationships and sexual activity and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But the people that found a way to make a bit of dosh, it's basically what I do is sort of like porn as well. Doing the stand up, it's just you find a skill, you put yourself out there, you see, and if people want to watch it, they watch it. If they don't, they don't. And a lot of people do want to watch porn.
Yeah.
Maybe long term it's damaging to you. I tried to have periods where I'm off it for a while, but
Yeah. No, I get that. I've been I've not been on the porn as much.
No, you know what? I was saying this. I haven't. I'm a little. Actually, I've done it a little bit this week, but I haven't generally been watching. I'm making myself sound like an addict. I haven't been watching loads at all.
Well, as you know, I've come off the sertraline off late.
Well, this is my thing. I'm on antidepressants, and I'm not as randy as you.
I mean, I was going to say I've been meaning to ask because I've been meaning to talk to you about this.
Yeah.
I don't think I am that randy.
Oh, really? Was it just you went through a phase of using it a lot in your language? But more.
No,
I
I
guess
think
I've come across like that today, and I don't want to.
I think I
I just wanted to seriously explore. you know, it's Halloween season. What does Halloween mean to people? It means pumpkins. It means
Porn.
toffee apples. It means
shit,
fucking
toffee apples.
costumes and stuff like that. And it means seasonal porn.
Okay, so my point was, I think I'm very sexually active. Very sexually active.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's that much more than
He has a few
most.
days off, and it's young man dick gone crazy.
Well, so this is the point of what I start with. I've just recently come off sertraline,
Yeah.
and you know the problem when you start antidepressants.
Yeah.
Off sex drive going down massively.
Yeah.
I have had the reverse effect coming off them.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm sure you can imagine what that means.
So people, you know, would think this
Incredibly
podcast is
horny.
potentially toxic in parts of the topics, but this is men talking about the mental health at the moment.
Yeah, we're talking about how
Whilst getting-
I'm getting bare boncons because I am not on antidepressants anymore.
Yeah.
No, it's been like, I mean, it's revolutionised the
Yeah. No, can I?
intercourse.
I worry about it a lot actually because I've been thinking like long term. Am I on antidepressants forever? Kind of thing. Do I ever come off? I'm a bit scared to come off because I would say emotionally, I'm in quite a good place at the moment.
Yeah.
And then it's like worrying to change any of that. But I think that's more. I'm just feeling like, you know, comedy's going pretty well. Yeah, I don't know. I appreciate my friends and my lady friend and that, and I just don't feel like I've got too many worries at the moment.
Yeah.
My driving, worried about that.
Yeah.
Not talked about.
Oh, I've not talked about how you had a crash.
Yeah. Let me finish this point because tangent city at the moment. Yes, but if you're feeling my point is I feel like I'm feeling relatively okay. I don't want to brag, but also I might just get depressed in like a week. That often happens.
Yeah.
But when you're okay, then I've had this work because occasionally the doctor will ring up to check about how I'm doing with the medication and that.
Yeah.
And if I am at a stage where I'm feeling okay and I'm like, oh, do you think it's, you know, maybe I should start to wean myself off from or something like that? Because I do worry about not just the sex drive, just something about being on drugs for the rest of my life. I don't know what effect it's having. But they're just always reluctant to be like, yeah, you should do. Like, if it's working, stay on it. I don't know at what point they would ever agree with me that I should come off them.
Yeah. I think that's just something you've got to know in
because I think they don't want to be liable for it as well, which is fair enough. They don't want to be like.
I mean, for me, it was a case
come
of
off them and then I come off them and kill myself or something. Like they don't want to have that
For me,
story.
it was a case of I didn't think they were working. I didn't think they were doing anything.
See, I guess that's almost what I'm saying as well. I'm like, because I've had periods of, because I've been on them for like 2 years now or something. I can't even remember, maybe 3.
Yeah.
Quite a while. And I've had bouts of like bad depression in that. And the good feeling I'm feeling at the moment, how much is that the antidepressants working, or how much is that just I've sorted my shit out in certain things, or I'm just having a good phase? Because I do think I'll still, you know, I'll have a bad patch, but at some point probably soon. Like,
yeah, but
well, not necessarily, but like I don't want to be like I'm fucking.
Regardless of
that's what I'm saying.
Like, I mean, maybe it's worse when you're not on them.
That's what I'm saying.
It will happen even if you're on them.
That's what I'm saying. Will I be even worse? Will this sort of? And I'm not like constantly buzzing at the moment. I'm just sort of feeling fairly calm about things. But if I went off, and would I just start getting dead depressed? I don't know.
Yeah, I guess it's just
some only I.
You got to find those coping mechanisms, haven't you, to deal with shit. I've had, you know, we've all got to find things that help.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I could try lower my dosage. But then it's also what's the right time, because whenever I suggest it to them in the winter, they're like, don't do it in the winter, which sounds fair enough.
Yeah, that's maybe fair enough.
And then I don't know. Maybe the summer, but then I'm kind of worried. If I do it in the summer, like I'm hopefully going to the Edinburgh Fringe this year, and that can be, a lot of comedians find that stressful, that you do an hour show every day or whatever.
Spring? Have you considered spring?
Spring, and then by Edinburgh I'll be used to it, kind of thing.
Hopefully. Or autumn, so it's not as bad as as winter.
Just after Edinburgh next year, maybe. Just
Yeah.
September kind of thing.
And then you sort of like, by Christmas, you're a bit more prepared.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe. I'll give it a go.
I mean, I don't know. It's...
So we've gone from porn to mental health. That's what we do on this podcast. What's the next in the... and I'll talk about my driving in a minute once we get started. What's next in this? I've scooped. So, yeah, as long-time listeners... And we do actually have some fans of this podcast. I know we...
I don't seem like it.
No, I know... Well, I don't know if you feel like that now, but I feel like you... Is it fair to say you're quite negative about that? Maybe it's unfair to say that. If it's unfair to say.
I don't know if it's unfair to say. I don't know.
But,
What a conversation. This is what the fans have been
Is
waiting
it fair
for.
to say that? No.
Would you say it's been fair to say that or unfair to say that?
Would you say that's clean comedy? Oh, that one needs a bit of context, but I'm not giving it.
I just watch a couple nationwide ads.
I want to get myself on this nationwide ads, man.
Haven't you got an agent who's looking for ads for you?
Yeah, I've got an agent. No, I've got an agent that I'm meeting with next week.
And they get ads, is that it? Do they get ads, or were you just talking about if you were offered ads? I feel like there was a period
I'm
where
having massive deja vu right now.
What about?
No, just like literally this moment feels like it's happened.
No, it hasn't.
I know, but deja vu is weird.
Well, thanks, sir. Back to you in the studio.
They, I don't know if they'll sign me, but I did invited some agent to a gig the other week in London because they really come to see you in London. These bloody agents, and it went really well. And they were like, "Oh yeah, that was great. We'll contact you tomorrow." And I was buzzing about the gig. I was like, "Oh, I couldn't really give it a better example of myself. I felt like I did as good as I could do with, And then I was like, oh, a bit gutted because I didn't get any emails from them.
That's fine.
For a week. So I emailed him again being like, oh, was there any feedback from the show? Would you like to see me again? And it turned out, they had sent me 2 emails, but it was in my spam. They'd actually been trying to organise a Zoom call with me.
Yeah,
so that's good. So now maybe it looks good that I didn't reply.
Yeah, when you message them.
Yeah.
Feedback.
Yeah, no. I was just like, fuck it. I just wanted to find out if they're interested in it, or if it was just they were... Because I thought they hadn't contacted me. Was it they were just busy or they're not interested? But it turned out, yeah, they had emailed me. So I'm talking to them next week. But I don't know if I need a comedy agent.
Well, you had one, didn't you?
Yeah. I don't know if I can talk about that much. But I've had one and I found out I didn't need one. But I'm potentially looking at another one.
Yeah. Didn't need that specific one.
Yeah. Because it's not the be all and end all. But this agent, I know they've had some of their clients be on nationwide adverts as well, actually. Yeah. So that's the goal in comedy, to get on those nationwide adverts. I genuinely would be.
I
would be buzzing.
Yeah.
I think you get like thousands of pounds.
Oh yeah. I like anyone who's like, oh, I wouldn't do an ad at selling out. It's like, why?
Especially
No one's like.
the only ones I felt unsure about. Not that I've been offered them. That whether we'll do with like gambling adverts, because I feel like
Even them.
I
If
probably
Eric
would.
Cantona can do it.
I guess my thing with it's like, if I don't do it, someone else will. But I don't know if
Yeah.
that's morally sound.
And I don't think
But like,
I hate to break this to you. People aren't going to see you on a gambling ad and go, oh, well, if Eric gambles, I should gamble.
no, they're not going to say if Eric. Well, I'll be. If
But
that guy
it's
gambles,
gonna-
it won't be
you're right,
if
it's
Eric gambles the comedian. It'll just be like
But yeah, you're right. That'll be
you kind of
promoted.
justifying
It's
gambling.
promoted either way.
And I haven't talked about this, so I can talk about this because I think he needs to be called out, kind of thing.
Is this your brother?
Yeah, my brother, and I suppose I don't have to name him. So I'm one of 8 siblings. So one of my brothers, and he'll know who he is. Right, one of my brothers. We'll call him. I won't actually do the joke. We'll call him, and I will say his name. What's a placeholder name for him? Genuinely different than his name.
No, I know. Paul?
Paul. Okay, my brother Paul. Basically, my dad died.
We'll call your dad Dave.
My dad is called Dave Rushton. He died a big old death in January 2020. Proper deceased in that. We didn't think he had any money. Well, he didn't have any. I don't think he did have any money. But in sort of like May, June, I can't remember when. Turned out he had some life insurance.
Jackpot.
And he'd been paying into it for quite a while or something. So each one of the siblings got like 11 grand, which is like, you know,
It's a lot of money.
I've spent a bit of it, but on like things I need, like deposits for a flat or like equipment, driving lessons, stuff like that.
New MacBook.
I haven't bought the new MacBook yet, but even that, it's not. I wouldn't necessarily call that a waste, you know.
No, I
investing some of
agree.
it and investing it in something that I'll use and stuff. But I was saying, like, my mum didn't get any of the money because she and my dad weren't together or anything anymore. And my brother Paul always used to borrow money off my mum. My mum's not a rich lady, but like Paul has a big drinking problem.
Rich and spiritual.
He still lives with my mum. He's about 33 or something. I don't know. I think he probably is. I think 33 is bang on.
I mean, he's not. I don't think he's going to fall for his. He's not going to know it's not him from a pseudonym, is he?
Yeah. So Paul, he goes to the pub every day. He's not
Also,
no ambition in his life, kind of thing. But that's fine.
Before you carry on, am I correct in thinking Paul works full time?
Paul works full time and still never has any money, and's always borrowing money, never paying my mum the rent on time, and I think it's cheap rent. She probably charges him. I don't know what she charges him, but it includes food and everything. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then obviously he stopped asking for money because he had 11 grand, so you can't justifiably ask to borrow money. And then after about less than a year, he's asking to borrow money again, which indicates that he's obviously blown through 11 grand in a year. And she's looked at some of his statements, and Paul's statements, because like she just, you know, he left a statement hanging around or something like that.
Yeah, she's not
And
praying.
it said Sky Bet, Sky Bet, Sky Bet, Sky Bet on like every transaction. So basically he's gambled away 11 grand. And that's like, that kind of thing, I know it's Paul being thick as shit and like,
Yeah.
you gotta have personal responsibility in that. But like, I guess that sort of makes me think gambling's toxic. Well, obviously, it's not you know, it's not a unsurprising statement. But like,
but Paul's going to gamble regardless of whether he sees an ad on the TV telling him to gamble.
Yes, but more sort of, maybe not though. So one ad's not going to make a difference, I don't think. But just the culture, you know, he's in the. I know I'm really having a go at Paul. I'll just say some people. So no, all right. Paul's in the intelligence. You know how gambling adverts make it look like, oh, it's fun. The lads are gambling.
Yeah.
Well, have a bet, kind of thing. What's that guy called? That big fat guy that doesn't, where it's just his head. In play.
Yeah.
I can't remember. It's some
Ray Winston?
Yeah, I think so. Stuff like that, and it's like. So Paul will put stuff on his Facebook like who just won 50 quid, who dares wins, and I think like that.
I was just going to ask you about that.
Like I think that culture that's propagated.
When he spent £9,000 so far.
That culture that's propagated through like all those adverts being like, matey, whoa, lads betting. He genuinely wants to fit in with that, I think. Like, I know I think we're all susceptible to advertising and it sells like a story and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And more subconsciously, but I think that would have more of an effect on him and on some people.
I don't think you should.
Like the
worry
gambling
about
adverts
that,
know what they're doing. They do it, you know, they do it that way to make.
But I think if Paul didn't waste his money on Sky Bet, and like let's say he didn't see an ad, he's going to waste his money on something. He's going to go to the pub, or he's going to.
That's the worst way. Pubs were as bad, to be fair. But even like
that money,
if he bought like a fucking loads of, you know, a PlayStation, a TV, and like loads of, just blew it all on objects, that would have been better because at least you had things then. Like, the gambling's just the worst. It's just pissed up.
Yeah, I feel like my brother Paul is also susceptible to that sort of stuff because he will often. I mean, I feel like I've told you this. I would say like at least 3 times a month, I'll get a message from him asking me to sort him a loan of like a 10 or 20 quid, and it's like. I always tell him no, and I'm not going to money.
But my brother Paul does stuff like fruit machines and stuff. I think that's the dumbest. It's like, I don't think it has any mathematical conception that you're not likely to win. Do you know what I mean? I think, and again, we can all be superstitious, and I can be as well. But I know deep down, there's no such thing. But I think he's kind of be like, I'm on a roll. I got a feeling about this game. You know what I mean?
And I think there's definitely an element of like, the more you lose, it's like, well, I got to win it back now. You got to carry on. I had a friend who was, when I was in Scarborough, he was like, I think he was playing roulette and just put it on red or black, and he was like 50 quid down. He's like, okay, I'll put 50 quid on this one. It's like,
I'll just win it back.
yeah, and it's like, yeah, but what if you lose that? And he's like, oh, I'll just put 100 quid on, and then I'll win it back. Like, that's not how it works, man. Because what if you keep losing it? Eventually, you're not going to be able to afford to bet.
Yeah.
And then when
that's
you win,
how they get you.
When you win, you're just going to be like, oh, sick, I've won, let's go again.
Yeah.
Yeah, people are dumb, but
yeah,
what can you do?
But I don't want to be like, oh, I'm so much smarter than everyone, because I could get addicted to gambling potentially. I don't think I would, but like.
I think there's a difference between having an occasional bet and getting addicted. Well, you go shit, I'll scoop up some of your innards.
You know what? This has been. Maybe we should do more like this with
more
the
like activities.
Because I actually felt it's made the chat a bit more natural, or just like you're just doing something, you're having a little chat. I don't know how it'll turn out as a podcast. But
yeah, I mean, this is
it's been quite a pleasant chat, just sort of
what we do. Just in the flat, like we're doing activities. I mean, we're not sat in front of lights and a camera carving pumpkins and having a chat, but with no mics.
Yeah.
But we are like doing things, so I guess it makes sense that it's.
Yeah. Oh, I need a shit.
Maybe we should invest in some lapel mics.
But cleaning my ass is always a mess, man. My bowels. I don't know what it is, man. It's something.
You've got these little.
I've got a fucking poo into that. Yeah, I'm getting to my poo tested. They're doing 2 different tests on my poo. Hey man, this is a really fun activity we're doing together. I'm glad I've got a friend like you that I can do stuff like this with.
Well, we can do stuff like this more often, maybe. What you say?
Not pumpkin carving though, just because it just wouldn't be appropriate most times of the year.
No, it wouldn't.
Unless we did the dick and the pumpkin thing. No, it'd be weird if we did that together.
It would be a bit weird, wouldn't it? Hey, this is like you, bloody, trying to carve out your niche.
What, in the comedy circuit?
Yeah. Works, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You say it works on multiple levels or just one?
Just at one level for that one. Paul Scholes video, by the way. I've not watched it properly. I think it's him sucking on his daughter's toe.
Oh, that sounds weird.
Yeah, no, I think everyone's saying it. And his daughter's like old, not old, but like, I think she's like a teenager. Yeah. Or maybe even an adult. Yeah, I don't know. I think he's maybe biting off her nails on her toe. It's really weird. I've not watched the video, I've just seen a picture. So his daughter put a video on Instagram called True Love. Caption True Love. Yeah, have a look. I know, it's weird. It's just before the reveal. True Love on her Instagram story. I don't know what's going on. But I think she's like... Weird. How old's his daughter? 20-year-olds.
That is weird.
Don't know what he's doing.
Has yours got ink on it?
So people are like, oh, he's banging his daughter. I just reckon, yeah, we'll show up on the camera.
Right, oh yeah. So, okay.
Paper shows up.
So we just did a reveal?
Yeah.
Turn them around.
3, 2, 1, we're about to turn our pumpkins round.
Oh, flashing light warning.
Flash, yeah.
If you turn on
okay, that doesn't actually look that good.
You can't see anything.
Fantastic. That's
okay,
our pumpkins in the dark. Joe's just going to turn the lights on now. So thanks for watching the Halloween special of This Is Content. You want the light back on for this outro?
No, just keep it with these guys flashing.
Thanks for listening to the Halloween special of This Is Content. Hopefully we'll have some more episodes for you soon. We don't know when, we don't know what schedule, but we like doing things together. We like creating content, and I hope you watch some good seasonal pornography.
Yeah.
All right.
See you next time.
See you next time.
With lapel mics.
Yeah, hopefully.